This is gaming news on Clownfish Gaming, gaming news under 10. We're going to talk about Palworld. We played Palworld for the first time yesterday, and my God, that game is awesome. It is so good, and it's in early access. Now, we played the Steam version. I guess the Xbox version's not quite as good, but it's pretty much everything you could ask for in a game. It's definitely got some Pokemon in it. It's definitely got some Minecraft in it. It's definitely got some Ark Survival Evolved in it. There's a lot of Ark in it, actually, and even some Breath of the Wild. And it's all put together in a pretty nice package. And it's selling like crazy. And of course, because it's selling like crazy, we've already got media outlets saying the game is problematic because, unlike Pokemon, you actually can shoot and stab and kill and eat your pals. Now, Pokemon, that's totally fine because you're just having a cockfight with the Pokemon, right? But I can almost guarantee you PETA is gonna have a field day with Palworld, especially given how popular it is, because that's why people are gonna start complaining, right? If this game came and went on Steam, and there are a lot of games that come and go on Steam that have a lot of problematic themes, and nobody really bats an eyelash, but because this game is so insanely popular, and we're going to talk about how popular it is, because it's so insanely popular, it is a problem. So before we get into it, guys, please give us a sub, give us a like, give us a follow wherever you found this episode. Again, we try to keep our game news under 10 minutes so you can get on with your day. So this is coming from the official Palworld Twitter account. Hello, everyone. We're blown away with the response to Palworld, and we're doing our best to respond to issues. Currently, our server provider is reporting that due to the large amount of concurrent players, the servers have become unstable. This is yesterday. And you may be experiencing issues. We're working to resolve it ASAP. So how popular is the game? Well, apparently, according to this article on Insider Gaming, on Steam, it had a peak concurrency of 844,145 players, which pushes it into the top 10 all-time most played games. All time, not just this week, all time. And this game is in early access. It's not done. They're still cooking it. Now, I can almost guarantee you, given how popular it is, there's going to be all kinds of DLC. So apparently the game has been such a staggering success, according to this article, that it's prompted an emergency response from Epic Games and the developer of Palworld, Pocket Pair. Reportedly, an emergency meeting was held to troubleshoot server instability at Epic Games, brought on by the swarm of players flooding Palworld, eager to experience what was one of the most successful meme games ever. That's what we expected. Squid King and I played it yesterday. I expected, it was like, oh yeah, this is going to be like a Pokemon knockoff, and you're just going to shoot Pokemon in the face and ha ha ha. But I was surprised at how deep the gameplay was. And again, this game is in early access. And it had a lot of Ark. It had a lot of Breath of the Wild. You could spend hours and hours and hours and hours playing this game. This will become, provided they don't get sued into oblivion by Nintendo, which I'm waiting for that one, right? But provided they don't get sued into oblivion, this could become like somebody's main game, like Minecraft or Ark or, League of Legends or whatever. Like, this is the game, your go-to game. This is the one you play all the time, and you've been playing it for years. They said at first blush you'd be forgiven for thinking Palworld is a Pokemon game, and then you'll see the guns and strange violent elements, but it is more of a survival game. It's more of a survival game. Now, apparently they had 1 million sales in 8 hours, according to IGN. Palworld sells over 1 million copies in just 8 hours as Steam servers struggled to cope with the launch. My God. Palworld had overtaken Battle Royale PUBG into third place with 365,000 concurrent players. Now it was up to 844,000 on January 19th. That is insane. So yeah, they sold, according to the account, 1 million copies in 8 hours. This is going to be one of the highest selling games of the year. Absolutely. This is going to be one of the highest selling games of the year. And again, it's in early access. And wow. So because it's so popular, because everybody's talking about it, here come the articles. Here come all the articles from the game journos. And I guarantee you come Monday, we're going to have a bunch of articles from gaming journos decrying the violence in the game. And yes, you do punch lamb balls in the face. And yes, you do capture and enslave them. And yes, they even have a thing called a berry plantation You can put your pals to work, and they can plant berries at the berry plantation. It's like, and apparently you can capture humans too. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could turn humans into your pals. Somebody said in the comments we did about the first 2 hours of the game yesterday. We played it, and apparently you can capture humans too. So that's going to be problematic, But anyway, yeah. So here we got this one from GameSpot. Palworld is refreshingly comfortable with being immoral. In a world of creature collectors that present things as cheerful, Palworld offers a darker, more honest perspective. This is probably what would happen if we actually had Pokemon in the real world. And some of them are pretty savage. It doesn't matter how cute they are. They would be meat. They would get attacked. We would hunt them. You would have people strap in Pokemon to the roof of their cars. They go out hunting season because there's too many Pokemon in the woods. We'd be butchering Pokemon for food. And if they were intelligent enough to work, we'd put them to work. We would make them pets if we could. And if they're too stubborn, we just stuff them back into a ball. That's what we do. And, there would be all kinds of problems like, oh, yeah, this particular Pokemon, it's eating all the wildlife. It's eating all the corn. We're all going to starve because of the Pokemon. They're just eating all of our food. So we got to take them out. We got to get some Pokemon poison pellets and put out to kill them. Got to kill them all. That's what would happen in the real world. But, it's pretty interesting. We didn't get far enough to build guns, to craft guns. God, that's awesome. That's just an awesome image. This is like everything I've ever wanted in a game. It's cute and deadly. Palworld leans into its depictions of exploitation and violence to such an extent that I can only watch in awe, according to this article on GameSpot. Palworld isn't embarrassed or bashful. It isn't cheerful. You can elect to worsen a pal's workload from normal to higher settings called cruel and brutal as they're forced to craft and farm on your behalf. Yes! Eventually allowing you to automate many in-game processes using quite literally their blood, sweat, and tears. From this, the pals can get sick with stress ulcers. I didn't get that far. They can suffer from depression. We did have one that was getting depressed because she was doing the majority of the work. They can, according to an in-game measurement, actually lose their minds. As long as they don't unionize. That's the only thing. They're not allowed to unionize. You guys aren't allowed. You're just animals. You're not allowed to unionize. You can also capture them by beating them up with your own fists or melee weapons to weaken them. That is not unlike Pokemon. So, so the difference is, I guess, if Pokemon fight each other to weaken each other, to stuff them into a ball, you're not allowed to punch the pals yourself. I mean, Pokemon's the same thing. It's just, what I'm saying? Like, people have complained about that. They're like, it's basically cockfighting with fictional animals. You're not a trainer. You own them. You went out in the wild and you captured a wild animal and you stuffed it in the ball and you make it fight other wild animals. Like, that's not weird. This is just a little taking it to the next logical conclusion, right? The next logical step. That's where we're going with Palworld, and they're complaining about it. But I look at Palworld and I don't see a case of edgelord humor seeking to derive laughs from an especially disquieting fantasy world, as someone put. Neither do I see a biting satire on this genre's penchant for cognitive dissonance. I don't even think it's meant to say something about the economic systems and exploitation of the workforce that comes in different flavors around the globe. No, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's just they basically just put all of the popular games, all of the popular genres, the most popular games, put them into a blender and said, here you go. We're going to take some Pokemon. We're going to take some Minecraft. We're going to take some survival games like Ark. We're going to take some Breath of the Wild. We're going to throw some Fortnite in there. We're going to throw it into a blender, and people are going to buy the hell out of it. And they did. Here's another headline. This is from nag.co.za. Palworld is basically Pokemon that woke up and chose violence. And this one's the best. This is PCGamer.com. Palworld could be a delight if it wasn't so invested in being awful. Yeah, it is. Wow. This person said they're actually playing because it'll toot out a little trumpet jingle as it informs me my new friend has the work slave passive skill. There we go, guys. That's Palworld. I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to hear a lot about this game. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.